Today we are going to be comparing a couple of things on the GoPros, the GoPro 8 and a GoPro 11. Stick around, I'll tell you more. In my recent usage of the GoPro, I have come to discover that the GoPro 11 seems to overheat really quick. And it seems like probably more so than my older GoPro 8. And I wanted to do just a little experiment, so let's get into it. Let me flip this screen around and I'll show you what we're working with. Okay, right here we have the GoPro 11. Got it hooked up, and I don't know if you can tell. Well, yeah, you ought to be able to see that. It is at 95% on the battery life. And here is the 8. Can't really see. There it is. GoPro 8. And it is at 96%. So they're relatively close. The thing is, to keep in mind, the 11 is a 10-bit colors. So you've got 2 million more color lines of color, dots of color, however you want to word that. It's 10-bit, and the 8 is 8-bit. And I believe the 9 and the 10 are also 8-bit colors. So I think that may be the reason the 11 is getting overheated. But we're just going to do a side-by-side comparison. I'm going to hit record on both of them. They're both set to 2.7K 60 frames at the linear. Let me get that over here where you can see it. So hold tight, and we're going to see which one gets hottest quickest. See, they're both recording 14, 15, 16. This one took me a minute. 14, 15, 16. So basically, they're really close, within 2-3 seconds. And they're both recording. So we're going to check back in a moment and just see. We're just going to let them run. By the way, it is 60 degrees currently outside. And these GoPros are sitting inside the car, obviously, and in the shade. We're also testing to see which battery lasts longer while recording. So there's 2 different things we're checking. Okay, surprisingly, the GoPro 8 just overheated. Granted, it's sitting up in the shade or in the sunlight a little more at the current time. So it overheated at about 43 minutes, 44 minutes. Surprisingly, the GoPro 11 is still going. Okay, so between the GoPro 8 and the GoPro 11, and the GoPro 11's battery actually lasted 1 hour and 10 minutes straight video. So which one is better, the 8 or the 11? Well, really, it depends on what you're going to do with it. In all reality, the 8 is good. The 7 was good. I'm not sure about the 9 and the 10, but the 7 and the 8 was good. The 11 is good if you want to do some like high contrast videoing. And that brings up another point. The overheating issue that I was having with the GoPro 11 was when you set the picture, or the quality rather, to over here, the 5.3K. When you set it to that 5.3K, and even the 4K, but the 5.3K mainly, it will overheat within about 20 minutes. Battery life, I don't know what it would do, because it overheats and shuts down before the battery ever goes dead. However, you can leave it at 2.7K And as you saw, it doesn't really have a heating issue. And the battery will last about an hour and 10 minutes, just straight video. But you go into those higher resolutions, and it will overheat it, and it will probably drain your battery quicker. But I don't think the battery life is an issue if you're shooting at 5.3K, because it's going to get overheated. I would say the 5.3K would be good if you were doing something like with flowers or something that really required a lot of color pixels. As I mentioned, this has the 10-bit color, whereas the 8 has the 8-bit color. And it does make a difference. It really does look better, even when you drop that resolution down to the 2.7K. And I generally shoot in 60 frames per second for the simple fact I may or may not want to slow it down for like a slow motion. So you need more frames to do that. So if you plan on doing that, I would shoot at 60 frames. I realize there's a lot of people that says 29 frames, 24 frames, 30 frames. And I agree. That gives you more of a cinematic look. But I'm not going for a cinematic look. It all depends on what you're wanting to do. But the big question is, would I upgrade from the 8 to the 11? 8 to the 11? Obviously, yes, I did. And it was mainly because actually the 11 has a little bit better stabilization, and it offers the 5.3K video. And I really wanted that. Not that I'm going to use it, but that's kind of like having a Corvette. You know, they're really fast, but are you really going to be running 170, 180 miles an hour? Probably not. But it's there if you want it. That's what the 11 is good for. If I was on a really tight, strict budget, I would stick with the 8. Or if you don't have a GoPro at all and you're just wanting an action camera and you don't really care that much about resolution and all that, go back a few. Save you some money. But there's not a whole lot of difference between the prices of a 10 and an 11. You know, you're only talking $100 or less. So, in some instances, you get what you pay for. And in some instances, there's not just a whole lot of difference. It's all in what you want. I do recommend the 11 for most people. Is it necessary to go from the 8 to the 11? No. But anyway, I hope that's kind of helped y'all make a decision if you're going to get a GoPro, whether to get a 11 or stay with the GoPro you have. If you got any value out of this video, give it a thumbs up. And that's all I got for now. Y'all keep smiling, keep dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. Just keep doing something, because you're going to get old and gray if you don't. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.